Aries, welcome to Universal Guidance Tarot. It's time for your weekly reading. So I'm shuffling the angel card deck. First, we're going to pull one of these cards to get some advice before we do our reading this time. So let's get these shuffled a few times. And then we're going to pull you out your card for Aries weekly reading. What kind of advice, angels, do they need? Let's see, for our Aries, please. This is card number 13. That's actually my favorite number. It says letting go. Let's read it, find out what they mean by that. Letting go. Releasing the past can seem like a challenge, but it can also be liberating. Your angels will help you let go so that you can fly higher than ever before. Endings always herald new beginnings. Choose to allow this situation to lead you to a more joyful life. Change your life by changing your thoughts. Always excellent advice here. Okay, that was your angel card. Now we're getting to your actual tarot card reading. So, I have shuffled these, but I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. If a card comes out, I'm putting it back in the deck until I'm ready for them to come out, okay? They're very slippery cards. For Aries, please, weekly reading. For Aries weekly reading. Whoops. One more time. This is it. Aries weekly reading. And here we go. I'm going to cut them 3 times. For Aries, what do you need to know? What's coming into your life? What's leaving your life? And any advice in moving forward? Please, universe, let Aries know what they need to know. What's coming up in their lives? For our Aries. Okay, we got our cards. We might need more. Let's get the first section of this reading. It's a 2-part reading. The overall energy of this reading will be the middle card and the first part of the reading. These are general readings. They're not going to resonate with everyone, so you can take what does resonate, or perhaps get a private reading from someone you trust. There you are, Aries, right there. I actually do private readings, so if you just send me an email, which is right below this video here, and we can get started. Okay, for Aries, please, universe. The overall energy, Aries, of your reading, which is a lot better card than what it looks at first, is the 10 of Wands. Yay! Letting go the burdens. Didn't this card have something to say about that? It's called letting go. Releasing the past can seem like a challenge, but it can also be liberating. And that is the overall energy of this reading. So, you've been burdened. Heavy burden. But look at these wands are slipping out. They're starting to fall out. You can drop them all at once or one by one, but that's exactly what's happening, and that's what we're talking about in your reading this time, Aries. So up in your highest energy, 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups tells me that you have bottled up, I think it's like bottled up love, all these cups of love that you haven't been able to share with anyone. These are the 2 strongest energies in your whole reading. So letting go of the burden, I think somebody might be coming in for you. Let's keep reading. I have the Three of Pentacles right next to the Nine of Cups and right above the Ten of Wands. Let's put that card there right so you can see it. It's the Three of Pentacles. So this is like sort of like butting heads. It's not seeing eye to eye on how to move forward through life. You probably had relationships that turned into burdens because you wanted something different than what they wanted in moving forward. Boy, that Three of Pentacles here now is right next to the Four of Cups. I feel like somebody's going to try to come back in that you've already known. Again, this cup is being offered, but you're like looking at that center cup here. And look at that cup is not glowing like the one being offered, like the two next to it. I think you've known this person before that's trying to come back in with an offer or an apology or both. And you've really got to, like, you're like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I want that cup. So let's keep reading. I have the Six of Wands under the Nine of Cups and next to the Ten of Wands. This is the card for success in love. This is what's helping you put down the burden. This is what's helping you release these Nine of Cups. This is the card for success in love. These wands coming up are people celebrating the union of two people. That wreath, that can symbolize engagement. So it's a really committable, it's a really celebratory type, loving, lasting card. It's a beautiful card. And then we have you, the Emperor. This is your card. The energy is different. But this card is right next to the Ten of Wands and under the Four of Cups. So here's Aries. But the energy of this card is being, holding true to yourself. The Emperor. Being stubborn about what you want. Not wavering. Not like becoming someone you're not for someone else. Not accepting things from someone else you don't want to accept. It's really like knowing what you want and moving forward and knowing that you have all the tools. You have everything that you need. Especially your mind is made up. Look at the face on that person, okay? If I can get that close enough. Stern. Very stern. I mean, you can't really change the mind of an emperor once the mind is made up. So I really feel like you've gone through these things. You're being very stern. You know what you want. You know what you don't want. And it's right below that Four of Cups. So this offer that's trying to come in, I don't know if you're going to end up reaching for it. I have the Fool under the Six of Wands. Yeah, I think that you have lived in the energy of the Fool. I think you've thrown caution to the wind before. You've lived in the moment, just hoping that everything will work out the way you want it to. Dancing along, head in the clouds, until you come to the edge of the cliff, and that's where everything changes. And so it's usually both parties don't decide to look forward at the same time. So that's why it's called the Fool, because it ends up where the relationships a lot of times will fall apart. It's a fool's energy. It's fun while you're in it, and it's not a lot of fun when it ends. Right under the Six of Wands. You may have thought you were in one of these relationships before and found out it was really the Fool's energy that you were in. I have the Justice card next to the Fool and under the Ten of Wands. Here's the card for Libra. Libra might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading, but you're becoming rebalanced. That's one of the reasons you can drop these wands. You're rebalanced from the energy of the Fool. You have your sword that hangs down in this picture, but this is for self-protection. This is like blind justice. This is justice for you. And you're going to do everything you can to stay balanced. Do not let somebody come in and just throw you off balance again. I have the Seven of Pentacles next to the Justice card and right under the Emperor. The Seven of Pentacles You've waited. You've waited for the right relationship. You've waited for relationships to come to fruition. You're standing there with an empty basket, waiting for this bush that has blossomed, but it never bore fruit. So you're waiting for the fruit to pick, to put in your basket, and you're just waiting. That's all this person is doing, is all the waiting and waiting and waiting for that secure and stable relationship to come in. So in the meantime, you're just going to be balanced. You're going to just try to stay true to who you are. Now, with this offer coming in, let's see. You could be, it could be just the energy of what you've been receiving here, this Four of Cups. I'm not really sure that that's an offer coming in just yet. If I decide, I will let you know. You could be just like, you're not even sure if you want an offer to come in. Okay? Because you're looking at this cup here. And that cup, there's nothing in it that's desirable whatsoever but air. That's it. So, let's take out the rest of these cards. I know we're going to find out more. There it is. All right. So I have the Two of Wands right next to the Four of Cups. There you are. Dreaming. Looking out over the world. Holding on to a staff of fresh starts and new beginnings, which you do want. With the right person. And the world is right there. So you're just like putting your thoughts out there to the universe and hoping that you attract the right person into your life. This could be about moving forward on your own. And I feel like you are on your own if this is your reading at this moment. I have the King of Cups next to the Two of Wands. I think you have a huge cup of love to offer someone. You're holding it close, just like with the Nine of Cups, not able to really hand it out. Either you don't want to or there's no one to hand it to. But it's almost like this cup is burning a hole in your pocket, You really kind of want to be able to hand it out. This is water, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. That might be strong in someone's chart around this reading. So if someone is coming in here, they might be Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And that's all I'm going to say so far. I have the Five of Pentacles next to the King of Cups. So you have been feeling, you go through spells, or you do feel lonely, kind of like left out in the cold, or maybe even ghosted. As you can see, this person is holding a cell phone, okay? So waiting for the phone to ring, or just kind of like humdrum. Maybe you've gotten online trying to get people to respond to you, and you're just really feeling disregarded, disrespected, ignored, and probably maybe even, like left out in the cold. Wow. So you've been through some things. But remember, don't forget, the overall energy is a Ten of Wands. So you're going to release these burdens that you've been carrying around with you. I have the Strength card under the Two of Wands and next to the Emperor. This is the card for Leo. Leo might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But the energy is knowing what you have to do and finding the strength and the courage to do it. So you're becoming stronger and stronger as time goes on. I have the King of Swords right next to the Strength card, right under the King of Cups. Now, the kings and queens are very mature-minded. And this is the King of Swords. Air, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. That might be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But you have your sword out. I think you're in self-protection. I know you're in self-protection, Mom. You've gotten rebalanced, And you want to stay that way. You really don't want to invite someone into your life or let someone come in that's going to turn it upside down again. So you're really on guard, and you're seeking that truth and that clarity. You're speaking your truth and clarity. Very firm, very like, you know, look at the faces. The faces on these cards say a lot. Not playing around. You are just going to be very firm. You have your mind made up, what you want, and you're going to seek the truth and clarity. You know, that is, the Ace of Swords is right next to the King of Swords and under the Five of Pentacles. This truth and clarity, part of it comes from being alone on your own, and part of it comes through actually asking the questions and speaking the truth. Very, very, very important with this Ace of Swords showing up, especially where it's at. I have the Six of Cups. This is under the Strength card next to the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I think somebody's going to try to come back in that's been in before, and that's why you're looking at this cup here going, hey, it didn't work before because of whatever reasons. There might have been 3 people. There might have been a third energy involved, okay? So this is the Six of Cups. Very sweet energy. This is someone that you've probably known earlier in this life. You've definitely known them from another lifetime. They're a soulmate. This is a soulmate card. So, you know, it's young energy. You're going to know what to do, though. This is the person that you waited for pentacles. You waited for this bush to bloom or to bear fruit, but it never did. And you had to recover from that. And then I have this World. Remember over here, where is it? The 3 of, right here. There are 2 of Wands. You're looking out over the World with a staff of fresh starts and new beginnings. And there's the World sitting in this card. Wondering what your world's going to be like. Here's your new life cycle right here. It's right next to the Six of Cups and under the King of Swords. It doesn't come in easily, but it's being offered. So there's going to be an offer of someone wanting to start up a relationship with you once again. Okay, this is someone that you have known previously in this life. The more I read this, the more I am sure of it, if this is your reading. I have the Page of Swords next to the World card and under the Ace of Swords. The sword is really important. Keep your sword out. Ask the questions. Don't just let somebody come in, and I don't think you're going to. Don't let somebody come in and say anything, just tell you what you want to hear, and then everything's okay. Okay? Find out for sure what is the truth. Do what you have to do, okay, to find out the truth. Be strong. Use your sword. Wow, Aries. Okay, so you're coming out on top. You're getting rebalanced. And I think somebody's going to come in and they're going to offer you a cup of love, an apology. You're going to do everything you can to not let this throw you off balance, and you're going to be very careful in whether or not you accept that cup. So this is your reading, and thank you for watching Universal Guidance Tarot. I want to thank my guardian angels and my spirit guides for helping me deliver you this message.